Well, hello there. Konnichiwa to you all. Um, Good afternoon. Uh, Again, like I promised, um, I will now make a small overall anime review for the series called Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. Well, first, a small info for the ones that do not know. This series, Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic, is based in a manga written and illustrated by Shinobu Otaka. It started to run in Weekly Shonen Jump. It's a Japanese review as of 3 of June of 29. Uh, then this manga was animated and the anime series ran from 7 of October of 2012 to 31 of March of 2013. Also, I read that second season of the series was scheduled to begin airing in the fall of 2013, most likely in October. Then, talking about the series, this series is interesting because it picks in interesting theme in some way based in the 1000 Nights or the 1000 Arabian Nights. It's a work that was written during the times of the Caliphate, I think in Baghdad. Um, and the theme is Islamic in some way, but there are also similarities. We have some representation of the Roman Empire from one side. There are another faction that appears in the manga and in the anime series called the Cool Empire. I think that the inspiration for this is most likely the ancient China. Then we have several others, small towns, trade towns, and so on. This series is interesting because at the start I was quite hesitant to watch because I think that it could be a little forced to try to adapt Islamic background, uh, but the animators did a pretty good job. The characters of the anime, the anime does not follow the manga in detail. Some things or some parts are changed in the way they appeared in the manga. Um, they, I think that some parts were not cut but shortened. In terms of the characters, I think they have a lot of interesting characters in the anime. We have the main protagonists that are Aladdin, it's the Magi. We have Alibaba Fallujah, it's a very interesting character, one of the most interesting in my opinion, a character that grows a lot during the series. We have also a female character called Morgiana. It's also an interesting character. She also develops a little. but I think that are plenty room for her character to improve even more. Then we have some other interesting characters that appeared. We have Sinbad and his generals. They are a bunch very interesting. The antagonists, the cult of Altaman, especially a character called Judal is an interesting character. Even some of the princes of the Co-Empire também are they are also interesting characters. But for me, in this first season, the character that I liked more and that changed more and that grew more, in my opinion, it was the character of Alibaba, and it's a very interesting character. And on the overall, I like the series. I like the adaptation they do to the manga, even if they do not follow the manga step by step. They change some parts. Some appear earlier than in the manga. Some parts were shortened. I kinda understand that. The characters were in on the overall they are all interesting, but for this first season, my favorite character, without a doubt, and that grew a lot during this season, it was Alibaba. Um, the mythology, the genes, the magic, it's a very interesting team to work and to animate, and I for a while I was quite disappointed by the series that appeared. It's not that I don't have fun to watch those series, however, I was kinda missing a good series, a different series with a different context, a different background, and so on. And in that regard, the recent series that came out uh, were not exactly what I expected. There was not a lot of difference between the series. Um, Not much, I think, creativity in some way. However, this series in some way compensate it, and it was a very it's a very good and interesting series. Well, going for the rating, from 1 to 5, I will rate the series so far, the first part, 4.5. Like I said before, um, there are some parts that were changed, but I understand that. I think that even some characters um, touched a little on the story of the characters, very soft, but they changed some parts. Some other parts were cut, and because of that, I cannot give a 5. However, I give a 4.5. That it's a very good note in my opinion. The series is very enjoyable, and it's worthwhile to watch. Uh, in the beginning, you might feel that it's slow paced, but as the episodes pass on, the series gains his own dynamics and his own pace and so on, and then it become a lot better paced, and the final episodes of this series were very good. Not excellent because they did cut some parts, and they did make changes, but it's a very good series, a very interesting series. If you want to watch something that is some kind of different act, at present, you should watch Magi, The Labyrinth of Magic, because it's a very good series and interesting, and the background, the history of the characters and so on is very well done. Well, this is my overall anime review for Magi the Labyrinth of Magic. Share your thoughts with me on the comments below. If you like, put a like. If you dislike my analysis, please tell me. And that's all. Stay well. Peace. See you soon.